Well, I'm feeling fine, you son of a bitch.
Barbara, hello, Nathan. Nathan, why don't you meet my friend Jesus?
I'm like Sherlock Holmes, but my skills are a lot less viable in real life.
Nothing says homicide like an enchilito.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
It's a tasty evening. I don't know what to say.
A tasty evening?
I just said words.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
That sounds like the name of a Prince album that no one listened to.
You should not be surprised if at some point during the show tonight you just hear, and that's my head hitting the table because I'm so fucking tired now.
The thing that would be most impressive about that is you somehow, while collapsing, avoided the mic that's right in front of your face.
Oh yeah, so
slammed your head on the table.
So it'd be more like this. Which is a lot less interesting. It's just the pop filter going into the mic.
It's been a week.
It has been a week.
It's been a week.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I know you're tired.
Yeah.
How much of your tiredness?
Yeah.
We're going to go with tiredness.
That's correct, yeah.
We'll go with tiredness.
Yeah.
Is influenced by the fact that it has looked like the most depressing days of Seattle outside all week.
That's certainly part of it.
I was at work today and I just looked outside and audibly to no one went, "Ugh."
I'm telling you, man, like, Monday was gross, cold, wet, awful.
Yeah.
Tuesday was nicer.
It was not terrible.
I think Wednesday was cold again.
Yes.
Yesterday
was wonderful.
Was like 70 degrees and sunny.
And then today just gradually got worse and worse and worse to the point that I'm worried that when I walk out your door, we may be on the threshold of hell.
Yeah.
It's just a steady decline.
Mother Nature has really been fucking with everybody in this town this week.
It's like Mother Nature looked at the news and went, it's not worth it anymore. You're on your own, and just gave up.
Yeah. The little gods, the small gods that she rules over,
micro gods.
The micro gods have gone crazy. Like, she's out and they are overrunning the office, turning over the file boxes. There's a fire in the middle of the break room.
Someone used the toaster oven to heat up a Hot Pocket, and they put it in there too long, and that whole thing burst into flames.
There's a roll of paper towels shoved inside the Coke machine for no goddamn reason. It's chaos.
It happens every time.
Yeah.
Happens every time.
The monkeys are out of the cages.
Welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah, on that note, welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Monkeys out of their cages. Reminds me of this, by the way. So it's been a while since I had to go after someone on Twitter. And I want to see if you back me up on this one here.
All right. Pardon me while I eat a cherry slice. Ew.
If you hear anyone on the podcast gumming something loudly,
you can think that, well, our new sponsor, Nathan, King Henry's Snacks Fit for a King size cherry slices. They're like orange slices,
but worse.
Drier, chewier.
It says snacks made for a king?
Yeah.
What king? Like a deposed king?
Apparently the king of Hannock Parkway in Valencia, California.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, just like a guy who calls himself king. Yeah. Got it.
He's got a mattress outside he sits on.
Yeah.
This is the loudest candy bag ever.
Anyway. So, my child has been into Curious George. A lot. Like, way too much. And so he was watching a little bit of it the other day. And I'd never noticed this before. But my wife brought it to my attention that Curious George has no tail.
Oh my God, that's true.
Okay. So I, being the Weisenheimer that I am, tweeted about him having no tail, saying that now I'm just going to have to think about what terrible accident he might have been in before he met the man in the yellow hat every time I watch it.
Perpetrated by the man in the black hat.
Yeah. And I got corrected by a guy saying he is a chimpanzee.
Then why did they call him the curious little monkey?
Thank you!
Yeah, fuck
Is
that
this
guy.
not a common thing? Does not everyone know
Dude.
the fact that, like, the man in the yellow hat is supposed to be an expert in this sort of field?
Yes.
I don't think he'd use the wrong terminology, but I don't know.
I don't either.
Maybe it's slang amongst yellow-hatted ones.
The old Curious George show had a song that went, Curious George, the curious little monkey.
It never says curious little chimpanzee. You
No.
know why? That sounds stupid. They wouldn't do that.
He's not a fucking chimpanzee.
But yeah, look at this picture right here.
I never thought
No
of that.
tail. No tail.
He doesn't have a tail.
He's got like a perfectly round monkey butt, no tail. And he's reading a book. He looks very happy in this picture reading a book.
Yeah, like that's going to happen.
So apparently this is a breed of monkey that has no tail and also is literate.
Now, I'll give it, right. I'll give it to the guy that he looks like a chimp. But they explicitly say he's not a chimp. He's a monkey.
See, I would be on board with what he was saying. Anyway, so I had to school him on the fact that in the first book, the man in the yellow hat says, "What a curious little monkey." That's what he says.
Boom.
He doesn't say, "What a curious little, what species is this? Let me look it up." Well, there's no tail. Probably a chimp.
Yeah. I think he used to look more monkey-like. I wonder if was there ever an iteration of Curious George with a tail? And people just found that disturbing?
That's a good question. Let me look up the original Curious George.
You know, because there's something to the tail, right? Like, the tail just seems mischievous on some level. And maybe even associated with, like demons or something. Because a lot of demons have tails. Angels don't have no tails.
No tail.
No, they did.
Original Curious George has no tail.
No tail.
It really actually seems like they're missing out on an opportunity. Because think of all of the mischief and mayhem he could get into if he had a tail in addition to his hands.
Yeah. He's already pretty curious.
Yeah. He could be picking things up with his tail all the time.
Tails have minds of their own. Like a cat tail. They'll just sort of twist around and hypnotize you.
I actually would really like to read the Curious George book in the alternative universe where he does have a tail. Where the tail does have a mind of its own. And the man in the yellow hat, maybe that's what happened to the tail.
He
The
cut
man
it
in the
off.
yellow hat had to free him from the tail. It
In a
was out
battle-
of control.
A battle to the death. The tail was choking him out. It was choking George out.
It was choking him, and then like at the last minute before he passes out and he's gone, the man in the yellow hat, machete in hand,
That's right.
gone.
Gone. He wakes up sans tail. But also sans evil. That's a win-win, I think.
I'm not sure, but I think that screenplay would be pretty good.
You know, I don't think they've done like a live-action Curious George movie yet.
Well, they haven't. They definitely haven't done a live-action Curious George that involves amputation.
So I think it's an open market. We're golden. All we got to do is write it. It writes itself, man. It writes itself.
I mean, we just had the entire plot
We got
right
it.
there.
We got it. Synopsis done.
Yeah. That's the elevator pitch. Just that one scene.
Is this better than other movies that we've written on the show? Because what about Beach Shit, Nebraska? Remember that with the what was that called? The Appening. Remember the Appening?
Yeah. It's right on. I mean, all of our movies are great ideas.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I mean,
Just dying for an audience.
yeah, top 10. Like, get J.J. Abrams directing one of these.
Yeah, we're gonna make a sequel for you, buddy.
That's
Super 9.
That's the next franchise. Anything we have is the next franchise.
That's it.
J.J. Abrams, he's only involved in like 15 different franchises.
Yeah,
he probably needs another one.
He's got room for one more.
No, man.
There could be a subplot where there's a Shadow George. I always love the Shadow character, you know? Like a mirror George.
Yeah.
Who's like bionic.
Oh, see, I was hoping it would be like an evil twin George that looks just like George, but with a goatee.
And a beret.
Yeah.
He's French. French George. What an asshole.
Oh, man.
So you remember Doug?
Yeah.
Doug-
You are talking about the cartoon show.
No. Remember my buddy Doug?
No, I don't know.
Remember the story about the homeless guy that got shot?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to recap this story real short for everybody.
I forget that his name is Doug.
His name's Doug. We told the story on the show a while back. So didn't know it was Doug when it happened, but hanging out on Music Row some months ago, I think it was about October that this happened, there was a news report about a homeless guy who got shot twice by a girl who claimed to be I believe it was a rapper. And a white girl claimed to be a rapper, ostensibly because he asked her to turn her radio down because she was blasting it in her car near where he was sleeping. Well, it turned out through the course of events, we realized that was our buddy Doug, who we've had a lot of conversations with. He's a good guy.
You've had a lot of conversations with him. I've met him.
Well, yeah. Oh, no. I'm sorry. We at work. Yes.
I like Doug.
You've met Doug.
But I've met Doug once.
Yeah. Yeah. Doug plays guitar. Doug writes songs, sings.
Doug does many things.
Doug is... I really like Doug.
Doug is one of the very few people, and I say this in full honesty, that I have listened to talk about music and not thought to myself at least once during the conversation, oh, he's kind of full of shit.
He is not full of shit.
Like, he knew what he was talking about. He's a very honest, straightforward individual.
Yeah.
Very personable.
Yeah, exactly. Not what you expect from, your typical homeless individual, I guess. I mean...
It's not the stereotype.
It's not the stereotype anyway. Yeah, thank you. So Doug, it turned out Doug was the guy that got shot, and he was in the hospital for months and months. And we thought, we actually didn't know. We didn't know if he died. We knew he was in ICU. Well, this week, Doug came back.
Hey!
Doug showed up at the door, at the side door, and we were like, oh my God, dude. I kind of lost it because we really didn't know what happened to him. I didn't know if A, he died, B, he got better and just like someone gave him a place to stay, or maybe he moved to a different town because he got shot in this town. Yeah. Or whatever.
Which would, just for the record, be my go-to move at that point.
Yeah. I'm getting out of here. Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying it's the correct move. I don't like guns. Right. I'm leaving.
Right. It turns out he's okay. He went through a lot, as you can imagine. So the girl, I don't know what happened to the girl. I think she made bail. Her dad is some big lawyer in Texas. She has priors for violence, by the way. This is not her first run-in with the law. And the way he told the story was, it was terrifying. So he said it wasn't the radio. He said her exhaust, because she was sitting in her car with it on, was bugging him while he was trying to sleep. And so he went up to the car and said, hey, can you just, move your car? Your exhaust is like, in my face, basically. And she got the gun out and said, do you want to die tonight? And she shot him once, and he said he didn't really know what happened. He did that classic thing that you always see in TV shows. She shot him like right in the solar plex. He pulled his hand away, and he was like, "Oh man, that's blood." Yeah. And then she shot him again in like the side, like kind of like near your hip sort of area, but a little above that. And then he knew he was shot. Well, I guess she drives away. I'm not sure what she did at that point. Doug hobbled to the nearest place, which is this like apartment complex, and started, yelling and screaming, trying to get help. Nobody heard him. So he walked a little farther, thankfully made it to like a construction site where there was a security guard who called 911. He said he didn't really feel anything at first, but, you know, got him to the hospital and everything, got him taken care of. But then, you know, he was in a lot of pain after that, you know, after, you know, the initial shock. I mean, he was in shock, right?
Right.
You know, when you get shot,
As you would be.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of recovery time and everything. I guess in a weird way, it was kind of good because it turned out he needed some other medical procedures while he was there. So it was kind of a one-stop shop.
I guess we can look at it that way.
Right. And then some really kind person put him up after he got discharged from the hospital. Some kind person put him up in an apartment for like a month. And he's back out now. But anyway, got to see him, got to listen to some of his songs yesterday. Really good songs, actually. Like, we're in a songwriting town, and I hear so many bad, like, terrible songs, and his songs are like really honest and good and come from a real place, you know. Good guitar player, you know, not like blow your socks off singer, but a good singer, you know. Yeah.
Just for the record, I've looked up this person.
Oh, the girl.
Yeah.
I
don't know if I want to say her name. I don't care now.
Yeah.
Don't look her up. She's a garbage human being.
Kooky crazy last name.
She immediately afterwards, what is the first thing you do after you randomly shoot a homeless person?
You go get an ocean water at Sonic.
Close. You go to Taco Bell.
Are you serious? She went to Taco Bell? Oh
yeah.
My God. Oh.
So there is no, from what I've seen, no court date set.
Nothing says homicide like an enchilito.
I hope that, just to make me feel slightly better, whatever she got was too hot and it burnt her mouth.
Yeah.
And she spilled it on her shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the worst thing that can happen at Taco Bell, so it's not like it's not a huge payback, but it would make me feel a little bit better if something happened.
Right. To take her side, I guess, I mean, she shouldn't have shot him. I could see if she was scared because some random guy walked up to your car. I could see being afraid, but you could just drive away. You don't have to shoot someone, you know what I mean?
Not to mention, I don't know that many people, if they're scared, take the time to throw out a Clint Eastwood line.
Right.
Like, you don't Dirty Harry the person that you're scared of. Do you want to die tonight? No, you don't do that.
You're right.
It's clearly you're a psychotic person. If anyone wants me to come to court when she's on trial to describe her character, I would be happy to. She is psychotic.
I guess, at the end of the day, he got a lot of medical care that he needed. So I don't know if it's a positive. Maybe. I have no idea. In any event, Doug's all right. Doug's back. Doug seems better for the moment. So I'm happy for Doug. I'm happy to see Doug.
Yeah.
It's
good.
It's good. It's all around a good thing.
I mean, it's as good as the situation could have turned out, aside from her missing.
Pretty awful.
That would have been the best
Yeah.
situation if there's a gun fired at you.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Second best is everything turns out okay post getting hit with the bullet.
Third best, but unlikely, is you can catch the bullet and
Oh no, that would be top best. I mean, that would be better than being having the bullet completely miss you.
Okay, yeah, because you're in control.
Catch the bullet.
Yeah.
Just throw it down on the ground in front of the psychotic person who fired at you. That's how you teach them a lesson.
That is how you teach them a lesson.
And I guarantee you, they wouldn't be making any loud noises with their exhaust at that point.
True that.
They're out of there.
Yeah. True that. So you want to know why I'm in therapy? Now, okay, all right.
So, real quick, there are a series of comedians I watch. There are many of them. who enjoy the harsh segue. We'll call it that. Just out of nowhere,
Yeah.
they all wish they could have a segue like that.
Yay! Woo! Woo!
And yeah, sure. Go ahead.
It's complicated. I'm not going to go into everything.
Okay.
Right now?
I mean, that is your prerogative.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's true. That is my prerogative.
Yeah.
I don't know if I come off this way at all. I love talking about myself, so this is great.
Is that why you're...
That's why I'm a raging narcissist.
I'm just here to talk about myself.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Nothing's wrong. Let's just talk for an hour.
pay you to listen. And she's just out to lunch,
Yeah.
the whole time. I had my second session today.
Okay.
I just started. I have a great therapist. I really like her.
Yeah.
She's really cool. I've been to therapy. Let's say I've tried. I think this is my fourth time, and I've never really connected with any of them because I'm really sensitive to how people are,
Okay.
and even if I'm wrong, like I think I'm picking up on things, so they have to be like super clear about about their body language and stuff, because I just think they'll think I'm a weirdo.
So you don't want the therapist who, while you're talking, crosses their arms and leans back in their chair.
I kind of don't
like
actually.
this?
Yeah.
You don't want the closed off weird body language.
Right.
Yeah.
I want
gotcha.
like open, and
Yeah.
she's great with the body language. Yeah. So okay. So it's never really worked for me before. I've learned some things, but this so far, even in just 2 sessions, has been the best. So I don't know if I come off this way at all, and I never really thought this, but like I think I have anxiety.
I mean, we do have a running gag about the triangle people there right behind you right now.
God damn it, you're right. Well, and so this is one of the fears.
Yeah.
I fear bodily harm quite frequently for either myself or my family. You can chew that in, Mike. I don't care.
No.
Okay.
I'm eating one of these terrible gummies because I can't stop.
Yeah.
It seems rude to chew it in mic while you're talking about going to therapy.
Oh, thank you. That's considerate.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So go ahead.
You're a good friend. So I think what I'm going to say is going to make a lot of sense to you. I'm the person, for example, they're bad, right? Mm-hmm. You're making a real face.
Oh, man, they're... Oh, that king. No one loved that king.
We've often remarked how I'm a bad driver, right?
Okay.
I'm a bad driver, I've realized. I'm a bad driver because I'm thinking about how everyone is feeling. Everyone in traffic. All around me.
Everyone in traffic?
Everyone like in my immediate perimeter.
Okay.
I'm concerned about how they are. Mm-hmm. Not just, in our present situation.
Yeah.
But also, like, how are their lives going?
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How deep are you going? Like, are you concerned about how their day is going as a whole, or just like at that moment how they're feeling about situations, or
It's a bit of both.
okay.
It's a bit of both. And so the decisions I make while driving are usually horrible decisions because I'm always trying to let too many people out, or I'm trying to let someone go who can't even go. Mm-hmm. Like there's no way for them to go, but I'm like, oh, I just feel so bad. I can't let them go. And like, oh, look at their face. They look so sad. Like, I wonder how their like relationships are, like, and so I'm like way over analyzing, way overthinking traffic. Okay.
You know that at one point, if you had said the sad face thing, one of those people, if they had known it, would have thought, well, I'm feeling fine, you son of a bitch.
Exactly. Why don't you fucking go? Just drive the goddamn
My face
car.
does not look sad. You look sad. Leave me alone.
Exactly. So I have the same problem in coffee shops. I love coffee shops.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, relatively.
Yeah. No, you do.
You don't.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's not like my favorite activity, but I enjoy going to a coffee shop, and having something nice. In coffee shops, same problem. I'm thinking about it, and it's particularly bad if I'm there with like my family, which is terrible. I'm thinking about everyone else's, like, I don't want to be noticed. Like, I don't want anyone to pick up. I want us to be totally like incognito.
Oh, I get that.
While we're there, like no nothing, no attention directed at us at all. Do you feel that way too?
Definitely.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It immediately goes out the window when I'm at a coffee shop, though, because everyone else is getting up there going, I'll have a double Cubano, and
Cubano.
I'll have a red eye, blah, blah. And I get up and I go, I'll have coffee.
That's what I do too. I just want dark roast coffee, no room for cream.
You at least have like dark roast. The last time we went to a place, I think it was actually just a Starbucks.
Yeah.
I walked in, I'm like, coffee. And they just looked at me like I was the most insane person on the planet.
No preferences. Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this.
Coffee in a cup and I'll drink that. Thank you.
Do you want that? Okay, all right. Do you want that because that's truly what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sometimes it's truly what I want. Like, I do enjoy a good quality cup of coffee.
I'll say it. Okay, this is a better way of saying it.
Okay, all right.
Most of the time, it's what I actually want.
Okay.
Other times, it's not necessarily what I want as much as I don't want to decide other things.
Yeah, I understand that.
There's a menu of 800 different drinks, and
menu.
I don't care. I just want caffeine, and that has caffeine in it. It's a hot, caffeinated beverage. Occasionally, I will get cold brew coffee.
Okay.
That's when I mix it up when I'm feeling crazy.
Still literally 3 words.
Yeah.
Cold brew coffee. Not iced, non-fat,
and
with
they
a shot
say,
of... Yeah.
Do you want room for cream in that? And I just go...
You have the same reaction you had to the weather.
Exactly. Just give me the liquid.
So sometimes I order it because that's genuinely what I want.
Yeah.
Other times I order it because I don't want to trouble anyone.
Okay.
Which is like a weird nuance, I think, to that. I guess what I'm saying is like there's a contingent, not a contingent, that's a really uppity word for uppity. What a terrible word. That's a really like pretentious word for like I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to make it hard. I don't want to be and moreover, I don't want to be perceived as like being difficult.
Right.
Which
in turn at a coffee shop makes you look like you're being difficult. Because the actual barista is standing off to the side going, what am I supposed to do now? Just put this in a cup?
Exactly. In fact, I love my favorite coffee shop experience with ordering is when they don't even have to get the barista involved because the cashier can be like, oh, I can fill up a goddamn cup.
This is a skill I have. Fill done.
And there are advantages to that because you get it right away. It's the same thing if you order tea. You get it right away.
That's another reason I order it is I get the instant gratification.
Right.
Tea, you still have to wait for a second for it to steep.
It's got to steep.
Coffee, it's just right there.
It's true. It's ready to go.
I could be done with my cup of coffee before the person I'm with gets their stupid vanilla latte crap.
I know. But sometimes, I guess the point is like sometimes I do want a fancy drink, but I'm like afraid to order.
No, I get you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a microcosm of what we're dealing with. I have some kind of anxiety. She had the DSM out.
Oh, that's gotta be reassuring.
She was like, wait a minute. And she had it on her little bedside, her little chairside table. She opens up the DSM. It's not even like the new one. It's an old one. I can tell. It's worn in. And she's flipping through and asking me like follow-ups. And I'm like, goddamn, this is distracting.
I
You're a great therapist.
My wife was a psychology major.
Yes.
In college.
Yes.
And she threatened at one point to start looking things up in the DSM when I did things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've had that conversation too.
Like, no! Don't you dare!
Don't you diagnose me, damn it. No, she really is a great therapist. I'm really loving it. I'm going every other week. So, because she said every week would be like if I was in crisis.
Okay.
And I'm not in crisis.
That's good.
So it's a bit reassuring. Like, I'm not in crisis, but there's some shit to work on.
So what you're saying, though, is if anyone listening here has a therapist, and their therapist recommends once a week, it's alarming. It's a problem.
Hold on to your socks. Is therapy the funniest thing? It's so vulnerable to talk about. And I'm not even telling you everything. It's just,
I mean, I guess I've never been.
You've never been to therapy?
I've never been to therapy.
Is it bad that I'm shocked that you've never been to therapy?
I don't know if it's bad or not. I've never been to therapy. I don't know what comes out of therapy.
You have to think a lot. A lot of thinking.
That doesn't sound great.
I'll tell you this, though, man. You do feel better. Like, even if you don't come to any answers, any conclusions at the end of the session, they've helped you think through some things, and you just feel like relieved, a little bit relieved.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need therapy. I mean, I think most people could benefit from.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
But I also know that, like, at no point in time am I near a mental crisis or anything.
Right.
And that means I'd have to pay money for therapy. Like, I don't want to pay money.
That is true.
If someone offered me a Groupon for, like, 3 therapy sessions for $30, I might try that.
And a free muffin.
Yeah. but I'm cheap. I'm more cheap than I am a person who needs therapy.
I feel you.
Unless the therapist is going to help me get over my cheapness.
So I love The Office too. The Office is in East Nashville, which gives me an excuse to go to East Nashville. Yeah. Look, I mean, here's the truth.
Yeah.
I say what you will.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that likes that side of it. It's the hip.
No, I know you're the kind of person who likes East Nashville.
It's the hip side. It's the hip, slightly more pretentious side of town.
Oh, slightly is the wrong word.
It's the hip, more pretentious side of town. Fine. I like going over there. I like having a reason to go over there.
It's the side of town where a PBR cost $5. We'll say that.
I think that says everything right there. So I get to go to East Nashville. It's in an old house.
Okay.
There are like 5 therapists in the house, and they all have different rooms.
Oh, well,
and lots of sound machines to keep it private.
Right,
you can't hear each other. Like, I didn't hear anybody else.
What sound do you have going?
I think it's
Do you get to pick?
No. It's just like white noise.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you should, next time, insist that it's ocean sounds. Yeah. And then in the middle, tell her that you're feeling a little bit too nervous about the ocean and ask for lake sounds.
Can I get it? Was just like a fish every once in a while going bloop.
Can I transition to a creek?
The fucking in the lobby.
Yeah.
There was the most like slowly evolving ambient music I've ever heard. It was good. I was into it, but it was, and maybe this is an accomplishment. It was so. I didn't even notice it was there at first. Okay. Were I not a person attuned to music,
right, I
might not have even heard it at all. You know what I mean? But it's great. You walk in. I enjoyed the music. I walked in. That was on. There's always like one other person waiting, who look way worse off than me. To be frank,
right?
Like they're not even making eye contact.
They're the once a week crowd.
Once a week crowd. And so I feel a little good. Like the first time I walk in, there's a girl in there who she's giving me the squirrely eyes. Yeah. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? This time I walk in and there's another woman there, and she's got like crutches, And I'm like, what happened to you? Like, God bless, man. Like, my heart goes out.
Did she have like a cast or anything?
No, just crutches. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to judge her.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons you could have crutches without a cast.
Sure.
It's curious.
You might just feel like you need them. I don't know.
I have a lot of questions.
To help you order at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Just saying.
If you have crutches, you can order whatever you want.
That's
without judgment.
Yeah, I think so. No one will give you a fucking hard time.
Right.
You're like, oh man, you're on crutches. Like if you're like, this is terrible. If you like have a disability,
Yeah.
do people leave you the fuck alone about what you order?
If you are, I would assume, if you go to a coffee shop with a disability, you can order the most annoying drink. Like triple latte with almond milk and all this stuff, and they're just going to go, that's great. Absolutely. We'll get that for you right now.
Good for you.
And the next person in line, they just turn to them and go, you'll have to wait. Something more important is happening.
And you get, if you're the disabled person, the handicap, I don't know what the right term is anymore.
No. Well, it depends. It probably depends
on what you were experiencing.
Yeah.
It's probably true. Good for us. We're being egalitarian.
I don't know.
You get the cup and they just drew a little wheelchair on it.
I got a latte for wheels. Got one for wheels over here. That negates any goodwill that they have.
Yes, that's right.
They have put forward when making the drink.
Because they forgot to get your name. Josephiah, who was making your drink, was like, all I remember about this guy is he's in a fucking wheelchair. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I'll just draw it.
And they're saying wheels because they think it sounds like
cool.
Kind of cool,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, kind of hip and edgy. Yeah. Wheels. Hey, man. Though I got to say, good Lord, I'm crossing myself. I hope I don't end up in a wheelchair.
You got real Catholic all of a sudden.
All of a sudden. I hope I don't ever end up in a wheelchair, but if I do, you all can call me Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I would actually encourage it.
Oh, I'd like it, yeah.
From strangers.
Yeah.
I would like that.
Big name tag.
I do feel like if I ended up in a wheelchair or something,
yeah,
I'd be the guy that is so comfortable with it that it makes everyone else uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I would, because I have a naturally dark sense of humor, I would be making a lot of jokes all the time.
Self-referential.
Yeah. And it would make people are very jumpy around jokes like that.
Oh, absolutely.
So I would enjoy that. That would be the one plus side. Everything else would be bad.
You know what's great about being in a wheelchair? Going downhill is real easy. You know what's worse about wheel? I can't feel my legs. You just give a blank.
I can picture in my head right now, like going out to eat with a group of people, and they say, there's not anywhere to sit. And I go, I'm taking care of it. Don't worry. I'm good. I would 100% make that joke every time. Every time.
The greatest part about that is they would be so uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Except if I was there.
It's only enjoyable for me.
That's right. That joke is 100% for you. And if I were there, I would laugh. I would be like,
right. Well, I mean, you know the background, that this is how I do things.
So hilarious. So I get past the lady with the crutches.
Yeah.
Feeling bad for her. I go to this is the best part. Since it's in an old house, there's a kitchen.
Yeah.
And in the kitchen, they invite you to make a little Keurig cup of coffee or tea with they got a little hot pot for tea.
Man.
It's the best
Keurig
therapy.
was the best invention for customer service ever.
It doesn't require anything.
No, you don't have to have anything prepared. Just like go in there, pop that thing in.
I mean,
enjoy.
It's all written in labels.
Yeah.
I didn't ask anybody. Mm-hmm. There's no one to talk to when you go inside. You just sit down and wait for your therapist to come out and be like, hey, are you Billy?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No. Sorry, ma'am. So I go, and this is my second time. First time I had a cup of coffee because I was there at like 9. Today I'm there at like 1, so I have red tea.
Okay.
Oh, I love red tea.
I don't know what red tea is.
She didn't either. We had a little conversation about it. It was great. Red tea.
Was this conversation on the clock?
It was. I mean, it was a short conversation.
You taught her about it. You should ask for a refund. Go ahead.
It'll be 5 back. The whole red tea thing. Hey, so I should probably edit out her name actually because
Are you going to backmask that?
I'm going to backmask that because I
While
don't know.
you're backmasking?
Yeah.
I just want to remind everyone that their remote's the worst.
Fuck you. All right. So I have my red tea. What is red tea? Red tea is
red tea.
Red tea isn't actually tea. You know, all tea is like from the tea plant, right?
Yeah.
It's not actually tea. They call it red tea. It's from Africa.
Okay.
It's this bush. I mean,
Okay.
tea is a bush as well.
Right.
It's a bush. When you brew it, it's this like no caffeine.
Like it's an herbal tea?
It's like an herbal tea, but
Okay.
it's not herbs. It's this one bush. It's called rooibos.
But it's not like a tea.
It
plant.
is because you make it like tea.
But it's not a tea plant.
It's not a tea plant, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Rooibus, I think, but it's pronounced rooibos. And it has like a vanilla, a teeny vanilla flavor to it. It's really good. I love it. It's really kind of like, it's nice to drink if you don't want caffeine. And you don't want like chamomile, because I get sick of chamomile. Anyway.
This is interesting.
Right?
I've looked up pictures of it. It comes from a broom-like plant.
Huh. Broom-like.
Yeah. It's often called bush tea.
Bush tea.
Bush tea.
So I had some bush tea today.
Yeah. Red bush tea, if you want
Get technical.
to be Great Britain-ish.
And when you brew it, I mean, the tea really does come out red. Like it's like a nice red color. Yeah. So it's good. So I had that. We had our little conversation just like you and I just had, though ours was even more extensive, you and I.
Right.
And then
ours was off the clock. We can talk about it in depth.
I'm not paying by the minute in here. Yeah. So so we get into it. And she says, again, great therapist, but she says the question I feared the most, which is, hey, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, boy.
Because I don't fucking know what I want to talk. You know what I mean? There's so much that I could talk about. Like, deciding what to talk about is really hard.
See, this is why I couldn't do therapy.
You know,
Because my answer would be nothing.
Well,
I would say, not really anything, thanks.
but then what happens, I say, well, I don't know. And then I kind of trail off.
Yeah.
But a great therapist does this. A great therapist gives you a way to access something. Mm-hmm. So I forget how she got me to get into this. But I started talking about the last time I was in a coffee shop with my family and how I kind of had a little, like, not outburst. I got angry because I felt like we were being noticed by people, even though we weren't.
Right.
It was Star Bagel. You know where Star Bagel is?
No.
It's over in by the Nations and all that.
I don't run in
those
circle.
circles. So Holden's doing ballet class.
Yeah.
And after ballet, we go get breakfast. And so the closest place last weekend was Star Bagel. And I'd never been there. And I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds good. Let's give it a shot. It was all right. Crazy busy on a Saturday morning. Insanity.
Okay.
12, 15 people in line in a tiny place, right?
Oh, this sounds like my favorite.
Okay, you and I have the same disease in this way. So every table is taken. We just luck out and get a table, and I feel fine about that because we're 3 people. Mm-hmm. We get a table. Mm-hmm. If you're one fucking guy,
you can sit on the floor if you're one guy.
Yeah. Stand in a corner. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
but where am I going to sit and write my bad poetry?
I saw that happening at Red Bicycle the other day. I mean, I don't know if it was bad poetry. It might have been great poetry, but
it's probably bad. I mean, if we're just playing odds here, it's probably pretty bad.
Most poetry, unless it's in a magazine, not good.
Yeah.
If
it's a professional.
I say that as a person who has written poetry and submitted it and gotten denied a lot. So, anyway, so we're there. I feel like everyone's listening to us, because because he's a child and he starts to, he gets upset about something, and then my wife starts to talk to him, and I'm like losing it inside because I'm like, oh my God, everyone, and then later on, Jen's like, why? Like, we were having a normal conversation. Like, you're kind of losing it. Like, what's going on? And so that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I'm like, this happens to me every time. If I'm alone, not a big deal.
Right.
When I was younger and I would go somewhere alone, I was super self-conscious.
Right.
Now I'm older. I'm a little more comfortable in my own skin.
Well, and if you're alone, you can kind of slip in and out.
Yeah.
Unnoticed.
You can control.
Get the thing you want. Go stand in the corner because you don't deserve a table if you're alone. And just be completely anonymous.
Exactly.
A child does not allow
any of that
anonymity.
No, not a bit. And I think most parents feel some level of social anxiety about that, but this is kind of taking it. It's it's the combination of things, right? It's the traffic thing, the coffee shop thing, the feeling like I'm gonna die, get murdered thing. I have a little bit of the hypochondria thing.
Yeah. Well, that's fun though.
You think so? It's all of that combined, and I think I'm gonna hazard a guess, because in the next few sessions, I mean, it's gonna take a month to figure this out, probably or more. I think she's gonna give me a diagnosis of something.
Okay. Are you about to diagnose yourself?
No. Okay. Well, I'm gonna throw out some options.
Okay, because I'm going to say, and this is just an outsider's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't do that.
All right.
Because if you come up with a diagnosis, we'll start finding things that fit into said diagnosis to guide towards that diagnosis.
That's true. And you should.
I know you.
You're right. Wait a minute.
You would do that.
You know me really well.
You would definitely do that.
Wow. What have I done to show you that?
I'm an observant person.
You really are.
I'm like Sherlock Holmes.
All right.
But my skills are a lot less viable in real life.
You're not solving murders.
Yeah. I'm just watching things going, I know what's going to happen.
You're just peering into the lives of your friends.
Yeah.
That's fine. I like that. So yeah, that's it. That was kind of therapy today. Not exciting.
No. Well, I mean, you got red tea.
I hate red tea.
That's dope AF.
She said I might have some codependency issues.
Okay.
Which I could see, We got out. Oh, this was actually fun. It seems silly to talk about, but if you were me in this scenario, you'd be fine with it. We got out these... I was trying to identify how I felt in that situation where I thought everyone was looking at us in the coffee shop. And she has these cards with just go ahead.
I know this isn't where it's going.
Okay.
But I'm picturing just the way you led into it, every grade school counselor pulling a puppet out.
If she had pulled a puppet out, I'd be like, this is...
Hey there, buddy! How you feeling? Feeling blue?
I'm smacking myself in the forehead right now. It's so funny.
I know that's not where it's going.
Right.
Because you hired a professional therapist.
Right.
And not the person I would get a Groupon for.
Barbara, hello, Nathan. Nathan, why don't you meet my friend Jesus? Hello, Nathan. Have you been looking at pornography? I didn't even bring that up. Puppet Jesus, what are we talking about?
What is happening here?
What are we talking about here? Now you know. If you do that.
Why is Puppet Jesus raising up its tunic? I don't like it.
I'm gonna have to take you down to hell. The Puppet Jesus has a stogie. A big stogie. Hey.
Puppet Jesus has a mean smoker's cough.
Don't do Groupon for therapy.
No.
Pay. I was thinking about this as a bit, actually. No, I'm gonna ruin it right now.
Okay. So it's going to be really good.
It's gonna be great. The bit is like some things you should pay full price for.
Yeah.
Like therapy. Mm-hmm. Pay full price for therapy.
Okay.
Because
that's fair.
You do not want subpar therapy. You don't want to be walking out of therapy with Puppet Jesus on your shoulder going, "Are you thinking about girls?"
There are a lot of things you don't want to go with the cheap option.
Right.
Sushi. Discount sushi is not great. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous game.
You don't want to take chances with, like, I don't know, pest control, because they could put like napalm in your basement.
Acupuncture.
That's a good one.
This looks like it's right. Poke. No, that's no good.
Shoulder surgery.
If you go to an acupuncturist,
Yeah.
this would definitely be a discount one. And they have like a guide out with like showing the pressure points.
Piece of paper.
Yeah. And you hear them back there going, That was a bad choice.
They have like a template and they lay across your body. And they're poking the needles through the paper into your skin. Like, now, do you feel your heart chakra opening? And you,
I don't feel my feet anymore.
fuck should I know?
You missed. You missed severely.
By the way, I believe in acupuncture. I believe in chakras. I believe in all that stuff. Anyway, yeah, that was the bit. Basically, it's like some things you need to pay full price more.
Right.
Pay full price for. Yeah, and therapy is a great example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Holden. Why are you not asleep?
Because I had to get my slipper.
Oh, okay. I love you, big guy.
Will you keep the door open?
No, we should keep it closed because we're adults.
Fine.
Thank you.
We should close it so Amber won't get it.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. Love you. He's not why I'm in therapy. He's great. He's a brilliant child.
A lot of door information about your house.
I'm mad at you.
That's okay if you're mad at me. We'll talk about it later, okay? I know. Daddy doesn't always make good choices. Daddy went to see me.
Yeah. I assume that's who we were talking about.
We did Valentine's Day this week.
Yeah.
Went to see that riveting film, 50 Shades Freed.
Oh boy.
You know,
Here,
go ahead.
have you seen the ones before?
I've seen all of them.
Okay. I haven't seen 1 second of any of them.
If I've complained about them before,
Yeah.
the complaints are the same. A couple good jokes in this one. I'll give it to them.
They had jokes?
A couple good jokes.
That surprises me.
Self-aware humor.
Okay. They know that their movie is kind of a joke.
Yeah,
Like, it shouldn't be taken that seriously.
something like that.
They're a little self-aware. Okay.
Through the course of events, by the way, spoilers for 50 Shades Freed. I can't imagine. Anyway,
If you're listening to this podcast, you don't care.
again, we would like more female listeners.
Right.
By the way, we
Nah, it
said
would
that
be
in past
nice.
episodes, and we would. And feel free to argue us. We love arguments, especially you. You
Yeah.
love arguments.
Yeah.
I get scared. but
And you know
love
what?
it.
If you're a therapist, offer me some free therapy. There we go.
I think everyone can benefit from
There we
therapy,
go.
including Nathan.
Yeah.
So,
We can do it on air. Why not?
through the course of events in this movie,
Yeah.
the girl, Anastasia Steele.
Okay.
Wow, I know that. She is in her house. She gets married to the guy,
Okay.
Christian Grey.
I'm going to be honest. I don't have any background of any of the plot, and I don't care.
Not a huge deal. Still, do you
Go
know?
ahead.
Do you know about the BDSM angle in
Yes.
this? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great.
That's the one thing I know.
That's all you need to know for this joke to work.
Okay.
All right. They get married. She's in the house late at night.
Yeah.
He's out of town. Guy is in the house that's mad at her for various reasons, and he tries to kill her. He tries to kidnap her. He holds the knife to her throat. Right.
As does happen. Yeah.
They have personal security. Personal security takes out the predator. I said predator.
Right.
The predator. But
Problem solved.
Then personal security says, we've got him subdued, but I don't have anything to cuff him with.
Uh-oh.
Anastasia Steele goes, we do. The whole theater. So her predator gets cuffed with her like bondage cuffs.
Were they fuzzy?
They didn't show them,
No.
which is a missed opportunity.
Yeah. The perfect shot there
Yeah.
would be a close-up on the predator in fuzzy handcuffs
That's right.
being taken away. Like, he walks out of frame.
Yes.
I should have directed these movies.
The only problem with that is they have only like hardcore shit. There are no fuzzy handcuffs.
That's no good.
Yeah.
That joke only works if they're fuzzy.
Brother Man has drawers full of all sorts of things that we don't need to discuss. So I got through that.
Good
And
for you.
I did. I got through it. And I bought the tickets. I set up the date. We had the recliner chairs in the theater. First time I did that.
Did you go to the AMC?
It was Green Hills. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Is that an AMC?
I believe so, yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's a good way to watch a movie. Mm-hmm. Even a bad movie.
Yeah.
So
Not like this was a bad movie. You love this movie.
yeah, what he said.
Does your wife listen to the podcast still?
Not really.
Okay, then no.
She
It was an
will-
awful movie. You hated it.
She knows I hated it.
Yeah.
I've expressed, as you might imagine, my feelings on these films in the past. This time, full intention, because we've been down this road before.
Yeah.
It's not a fruitful road for me, as you might imagine. So this time, I think, you know what? I'm not going to say a goddamn word.
Okay.
That's my strategy. I'm going to watch this movie. I'm not going to indicate with facial expressions or body language that I'm not enjoying it. During the sex scenes, I literally looked at the ceiling because I'm in a theater of girls. It just opened.
Is there any, like, do the girls, imagine a guy movie like that, and there'd be a bunch of guys going, "Oh yeah!" like just screaming in the theater. Do the women react, or is it just silence?
No, it was a lot of reactions.
Okay.
There was, ooh, and then there was a baby at one point, and everyone's like, oh.
That's a weird thing to throw into a bondage flick.
It up, down, all around. Craziness. I mean,
Yeah.
not craziness. The emotions were running high.
Okay.
It just opened. This is a nice theater. We had assigned seats.
Yeah.
Actually, when we got there, people had been shitty and had sat down. And the guy
Did you
got them. No,
kick him?
the guy got him to move.
Yeah.
So we got our seats. Yeah. I had a pre-warmed recliner chair by some random girl I don't know.
Ooh,
Who was kind of eyeing me the whole time. I think because she's like, is this... I mean, he's obviously here with a woman, but is he a creepy motherfucker? Because I feel like I was one of 3 guys that were there, and we were all there because we were trying to be good partners,
Right.
I'm
gonna be honest. I kind of, not because I care about the movie at all.
Yeah.
But I do kind of want to go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
Solely to experience, but at this point, it's old. Experience what it's like in the theater, because I feel like it would be some real weird energy.
there were points.
Really weird energy.
There were points. I don't know. I would like to go again.
Yeah.
Without her, with you maybe. We'll go together and then just observe people because.
Oh man.
I don't even know that these girls care about the bondage that much. They care about the sex, I think.
What?
And the romance. But I don't know
Then
that they care.
who is
Some of
that
them,
for?
Some of them care about the bond. I think it's for the author.
Just the author. She wanted that for herself,
I think so.
and no one else cares.
I mean, I probably am very wrong. I
Right.
don't know. I know for my wife, this is what she said. For her, it's not, all that stuff is ancillary. She doesn't really care about any of that. She likes the love story. She likes
So
the
she
romance.
likes Twilight.
She likes the feeling of being pursued and wanted. And that I completely understand.
But there are 8 million other movies that express this same idea without handcuffs.
Yeah, but this is the one that's popular. This is the one in the milieu at the moment.
I will tell you, this is what I know about it. When the books were popular,
Yeah,
and they were everywhere.
everywhere.
My wife got them
Yeah.
because, I I don't know if it was all of them
There's three.
combined into one,
Okay.
or if it was just the first one.
Yeah.
Because she was like, "What's the big deal?" She didn't finish it, and I saw why. I looked at like 2 paragraphs of it.
Yeah.
It was the most poorly written garbage
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
I've ever read.
And no, that's completely true. My question is this. I would consider myself a feminist.
Okay.
I don't know what stance to take. Is it this sends horrible messages to girls and feeds into a weird thing? Because the problem with the guy is it's not just the bondage thing. He's a controlling. He buys the company that she works for, and becomes her boss's boss. He's incredibly wealthy and handsome and all that stuff.
Well,
And
right now it sounds like he would get fired, or at least have to talk to HR.
yeah, he has previous quote unquote submissives.
Oh, boy.
One of which comes back in the prior movie and is like kneeling in front of him with her hands out like she's ready to be like handcuffed. It's a creepy moment. Like he's into some dark shit. And this girl meets, and like the only redeeming thing, I guess, is that she like argues with him a little bit, but he still wins. He still he still hires private security to follow her around to work, to everywhere. He gets upset when she wants to go by her maiden name at work. They get married in this one. I think I mentioned that. Mm-hmm. He gets upset by that. He gets upset when she goes out for a drink with her friend after work. Then after they have an argument about it, she's like, I just want to see my friends. So his solution to that problem is I'm going to invite all of your friends with you and me on my private jet to go to my house in Aspen to hang out. So he's structuring everything.
I don't like it.
It's really
I don't like any of this.
Controlling and weird. So I don't know if as someone who considers himself a feminist, not saying I know everything about feminism, but like I believe in women's empowerment and all that. I feel like this is a terrible film on that level. Mm-hmm. There's another layer though that's like, you know what? If women like this, like maybe I should just shut the fuck up.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Here is what I want.
Yeah.
And I know we have 0 female listeners, or
I think we
probably.
do. Yeah.
I would like someone who listens to our show
Yeah.
to find someone they know, a female,
Yeah.
who counts themselves as a feminist. I'm not talking, a Trump supporting female.
Let's not go down that road.
Let's find an empowered female.
Yes.
And I want someone to explain how it's okay.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't sound okay.
Right.
But also, I got penis, so I can't really decide.
I know.
It's not my call.
I know.
I'm not in charge.
Exactly.
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
And I imagine there are camps on this.
Yeah.
I imagine that
It's probably a mixed reaction.
probably a mixed reaction. Yeah. But again, but it doesn't. But I shouldn't be an asshole about it. So
Yeah. No. I mean that seems fair.
right, and I've kind of been an asshole in the past about it because I felt so strongly about it. This time I was determined not to say anything. Well, my wife is a very kind person, and she was like, okay, tell me how you felt about it. So she said, fine, like, tell me how you feel. And I said the same things I've said before, the same things I said to you just now. And that was fine. And then I took it a little too far. And I got
Okay.
and I basically said, like, I don't know how you like this, and that was too far because, like, for her, it's just a stupid movie.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what, she enjoys it for whatever. I enjoyed Die Hard, and I don't ask. I understand that it's not an evolved film,
Right. Here's
You know what I mean?
where I will, I will side with the Die Hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Critically, Die Hard is liked. Not loved, liked.
Yeah.
I just looked it up because I'm curious. 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
This movie I watched?
Yeah, 11%.
Wow.
So no one should like the movie, is what I'm getting at.
But do you think, okay, Rotten Tomatoes is a different instance, but like critics,
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly male. Right?
Yes.
And maybe not so
but-
much anymore, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it is overwhelmingly male. But you're getting more and more female movie critics.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it turns out, like, it's 2018 and women can pay for movies now. I don't know when that started.
It was last year.
But,
Last year. That's, yeah.
But they want to target women
Yeah.
who might go to a movie.
Whoa.
So they have some female critics here. Let's see. Top critic here. First one that pops up is a woman.
All right.
From the Chicago Reader.
Oh, that seems like a thing.
It appeals to women's biological urges to secure a protective mate, to nest, to procreate, and depends on them leaving their brains at the theater door.
Good night, Holden. So yeah, another review.
Yeah, so this actually, on Rotten Tomatoes, answers our question. At least one other person feels similarly to you.
Okay.
Mary Ann Johansson
A woman.
from Flick Philosopher, spelled with an F.
I don't know.
Philosopher, spelled with an F. Whatever. The little snippet here. It's a 1 out of 5, by the way, for
Wow.
the movie.
Wow.
Not popular. My 50 Shades of Grey fantasy. Anastasia Steele gets a restraining order against Christian Grey, writes a tell-all book about him, and becomes a #MeToo, #TimesUp heroine.
Yeah.
Sexy. I don't know why the sexy is there, because I didn't read the full.
See, that's how I feel.
So at least one person agrees with you?
Yeah. And we've had this I've had this discussion multiple times at work, like with Deepert and other people, like if he wasn't attractive and rich, this is a horror movie.
Okay. Let's replace him
Yeah.
with Louis C.K.
Yeah.
How does that movie go?
It's a horror movie.
Ignoring all of the the fact that all of the things that Louis C.K. might have done that,
We're not good.
yeah, did do that weren't good.
Yeah.
Him cast in this movie changes it from a sexy thriller to an awkward movie.
Absolutely. With a better soundtrack.
Oh,
to
here.
be fair.
This one is a top critic from Tribune News Service.
All right.
Katie Walsh,
Another woman.
2 out of 4.
Okay.
Might as well be called I married a sociopath.
Exactly.
So
That is what it's like. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not. I'm so glad that these are female voices that see what I'm seeing.
this isn't
Makes me feel better.
a female voice, but it just amuses me. Rolling Stone gave it a 0 out of 4.
Okay, there is a shoehorned moment in this movie where dude somehow plays the piano, and between the time that he was being schooled in the ways of bondage by an older woman,
Okay.
when he was like 17 or something, that's movie 2. Between all that and his like general fucked upness, because he was like a foster child whose biological mother, like put cigarettes out in his chest, he gets adopted by a rich family. That's how he has money to start things. Somehow between all of that shit, he can play like the piano pretty
course.
well.
Why not?
Right. And so in this movie, we get his rendition of Paul McCartney's Baby I'm Amazed.
Oh no!
Out of goddamn Nowheresville. The characters in the film literally say, I've never heard him sing before. Neither have we.
Actually, that that kind of makes the whole movie worth it, doesn't it?
There are a couple moments.
If even the characters are going, I don't know what's happening.
Between the handcuffs and that.
It sounds like they have written into the plot that no one understands the plot.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, yeah.
So
But
how many stars do you give it?
Oh, 0. But you got to, are there negative stars? I don't know if that's a thing, but.
It's your review.
But you know what? At the same time, she should be allowed to enjoy this and me not be a dick about it. So,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Jen, if I die. This is my apology, which you'll never hear, probably.
But if she starts listening to this episode,
yeah.
She's definitely going to stop at the part where we're trashing the movie. just for the record, she's never going to make it to the apology if she were to listen.
No, if I die, I am happy that, she'll be able to go back and listen to all of these and be like, oh, wow, he was a raging asshole. I'm not so unhappy that he's dead.
Well, it's not a huge loss.
It's not a huge loss. Listen to him. He goes on for hours and hours.
Oh.
I mean, there's never been a better time for a 1, 2, 3. Come on, do it with me.
Sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife.